Hey, how are you today? It's Director Dan here. And you know what? I am so energized today. I'm talking to myself in the car. I said, hey, why not get the camera out, do it right now so you don't forget all these things. I don't have the GoPro, so I'm doing a real no-no. I'm holding my iPhone in my hand, other hand on the steering wheel most of the time anyway, and going down the road. Sorry if you see a little bit of sun peeking in over my shoulder here once in a while, but you know, this is just a day that I'm just really inspired today. I was doing a little bit of research earlier, and you know, I got some stuff going on in my life, and trying to say, okay, how can I get back to where I used to be? Because I don't feel I'm there anymore. You know, back in my life when I was in corporate America, a couple of things I did as a mid-level manager, it was all about inspiring people. It was all about, you know, helping instill the desire in people. To instill the inspiration in people so that they had their own desire. I could, you know, if you tell people to do things, they don't really want to do it. They feel different about it. Anyway, so I'm going back and I'm going through some of my research, and I really love reading management books, leadership books, and all that stuff. And you know, and it just has got me energized today. So I started out with a little bit of a story on Facebook. I posted on my own daughter's page. You know, my daughter Tina is a preschool teacher, educator. I don't know how she does it. The classroom, little ones, you know, they probably leave her class knowing more than I ever thought of doing by the time I got to third grade. But those ladies who do that stuff, so I just wrote her a little shout out and a thank you and all that stuff. You know, it's coming from me. My youngest kid is 20, but it's those little things that help, that I hope will give her a little bit of inspiration, pump her up a little bit, make her feel good. That's what we should be doing each and every day to all the people around us. So that's one thing I did today. And then I decided to get back into some of my books. You know, I've got a huge library of books, mostly management, mostly leadership, those kind of books. I don't have novels and romance novels and all that kind of stuff. It's all about self-improvement books to help make me a better person. My goal being a better person is to help somebody else, however that is, whether it helps make them a better person, help them get through something they're going through or whatever. So I read a lot. Again, I don't read books cover to cover. I usually take a book and I look for the good things, something I've heard about a book. A great friend of mine, Kirk Weisler, he's the author of a book called The Dog Poop Initiative. And if you've never heard of that book, get online, search for it. He's on Facebook too, The Dog Poop Initiative. It's a great book for your kids. That's one thing. It's more important for you and for a lot of people in today's society. That's all I'm going to say about it, but get that Kirk Weisler, The Dog Poop Initiative. Anyway, Kirk does a thing when Kirk is just an incredible mentor, leader, trainer. And he does a thing when does work at conferences and keynotes and stuff like that, called More Better Books, where he talks about a whole series of books. He carries them around with him, gives you little tidbits from each one. That's exactly what I do. I find books and I go look for the little things that I've heard that's going to help me in the things that I do. I think I just turned on the wrong road, but that's okay. We're just going to get down this road and see where it goes. So if my GPS kicks in, we'll get there someday. Anyway, so I'm back into my books. Then I got thinking, you know, how can I help my team at Sensi? What are some things I can do to help inspire them? Well, Earl Nightingale wrote many years ago, he wrote that if you read a book 1 hour per day, by the time 3 years is over, you are going to be one of the top people in your field. I don't know if you're reading about gardening, about painting, about engine mechanics, whatever it is you're reading. In my line of work right now in the Sensi business, I'm reading about wax and warmers and how to help lift people up and how to inspire them to have the desire to get to the places that they want to go. And 1 hour per day. Woo! Now I'm on a dirt road, holy moly. And at the end of 3 years, you're going to be one of the top in the country. in this whole country. You're going to be one of the top people. I'm doing a U-turn now to get back on the real road. If you keep reading for an additional couple of years, at the end of 5 years, it's going to say you are going to be one of the leaders in the United States in the field of study that you've chosen. Isn't that pretty cool? 1 hour a day, that's all it takes. That equates to about 1 book a week, 50 bucks a year. And again, I don't know if it's I hope it doesn't mean you have to read them cover to cover, because that's not normally what I do. I just find little tidbits. So start finding some books. Right now I'm working one with Sarah Robbins. Jen Audette talks a lot about Mary Christensen. Met Mary Christensen up in Maine several years ago. Great books for the Scentsy business. My favorite book of all times, it's a series of 2 books. One is called The Purple Cow. I'll be honest, I'm not crazy about The Purple Cow, but the story of The Purple Cow comes from that book. And that's all about being the very best that you can be. No matter what it is you do. If you're an auto mechanic, if you're a janitor, if you're the CEO of your company, be the very best. Learn to do it the best. Be remarkable at what you do. And actually, the book The Purple Cow is the inspiration. If you look here on my jacket, I have this pin. This is a pin I had made quite a while ago, and I added, basically it's a purple cow with the words remarkable. So if you want to really know what that's all about, get the book The Purple Cow by Seth Godin. My all-time favorite book is The Big Moo. It's a book by 30 leaders in one little tidbit of what they did and what they recommend people do to become the very best. So The Big Moo, that's probably my favorite book of all times, because it's just 30 little short stories. Some of them are a couple paragraphs, some of them are a couple pages. But that's what I'm on to now. So I challenge you, start finding some books. If you need some ideas, send me an email. drgreeley, Greeley @gmail.com. I'll give you some ideas. Let's start chatting. Let's start sharing ideas. Let's find some tidbits in the cool books that you're reading. And let's start instilling the inspiration that we need, so that we have the desire to get to the places we want to go. Thanks very much. Have a great day. And always remember, you are an amazing person and you're worthwhile. Thanks.